All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I'm Anuja Kumar and with me is Subhadra Ramachandran. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to share his thoughts in Mann Ki Baat program at 11 a.m. today. Winter session of Parliament begins tomorrow. Bill to repeal 3 farm laws to be tabled on the first day. Government convenes all-party meeting this morning to ensure smooth functioning of both houses of Parliament. Centre accepts farmers' demand to decriminalise stubble burning. Counting of votes for municipal elections begins in Tripura. President Ramnath Kovind to embark on a 2-day visit to Uttarakhand beginning today. 52nd International Film Festival of India comes to a close in Goa this evening. European Union not to recognize Taliban regime in Afghanistan as it was imposed through violence. And defending champion India enters quarterfinals of FIH Junior Men's Hockey World Cup, beating Poland 8-2 in Bhubaneswar. As India created history by administering over 100 crore vaccine doses against COVID-19, All India Radio salutes all the doctors, nurses, other frontline workers and all those who got vaccinated and made this possible. Even though the country has achieved this feat, we caution our listeners that the battle against COVID is not yet over. We appeal to our listeners to get fully vaccinated at the earliest and also help others get vaccinated. Please follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact National Helpline numbers 01123978046 and 1075. And now, the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts with the people in the country and abroad in the Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio at 11 a.m. today. It will be the 83rd episode of the monthly radio program. It will be broadcast on the entire network of AIR and Doordarshan, AIR News website and News on AIR mobile app. It will also be streamed live on the YouTube channels of the AIR News, DD News, PMO and Information and Broadcasting Ministry. AIR will broadcast the program in regional languages immediately after the Hindi broadcast. The regional language versions will also be repeated at 8 p.m. The winter session of Parliament will start tomorrow. It will conclude on 23rd of next month. Our correspondent reports that the bill to repeal 3 farm laws will be introduced on the first day of the session.
Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar will introduce Farm Laws Repeal Bill 2021 in Lok Sabha tomorrow. Recently, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had announced that all 3 farm laws will be repealed in the winter session. The bill will repeal the Farmers Empowerment and Protection Agreement on Price Assurance and Farm Services Act 2020, the Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Promotion and Facilitation Act 2020 and the Essential Commodities Amendment Act 2020 and to amend the Essential Commodities Act 1955. BJP has issued a whip for its members to remain present in House to support the government. With Dipendra Kumar, Aarti Rana, AIR News.
Ahead of the winter session of Parliament, the government has convened an all-party meeting at 11 a.m. today. The meeting has been convened by Parliamentary Affairs Minister Prahlad Joshi in New Delhi. During the meeting, the centre will seek the support of political parties to ensure smooth functioning of both the houses of Parliament. In the evening, Rajya Sabha Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu has also called a meeting of floor leaders of different political parties at his residence in New Delhi. During the meeting, Mr. Naidu will discuss ways to ensure smooth functioning of the upper house during the session. The winter session of Parliament will start on the 29th of November and conclude on the 23rd of December. Farm Laws Repeal Bill 2021 has been listed for introduction and passing in the Lok Sabha on the first day of the winter session. Recently, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had announced that the government has decided to repeal all 3 farm laws. Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar has said that the centre has accepted the farmers' demand to decriminalise stubble burning.
संगठनों ने पराली जलाने पर किसानों पर क्रिमिनल ऑफेंस से उन्हें मुक्त किया जाए, यह मांग भी की थी। भारत सरकार ने इस मांग को भी मान लिया है।
Mr. Tomar appealed to the Farmers' Union to end their agitation as there is no point in continuing their protest after the announcement of repealing the 3 farm laws by the central government. He said that the farmers should respect the announcement made by Prime Minister Narendra Modi with regard to farm laws and return to their homes. He said the bill to repeal the 3 farm laws will be tabled in Parliament on the first day of the winter session beginning tomorrow.
संसद प्रारंभ के दिन तीनों कृषि कानून संसद में रिपील करने के लिए प्रस्तुत किए जाएंगे। प्रधानमंत्री जी ने जीरो बजट खेती, क्रॉप डाइवर्सिफिकेशन, एमएसपी को और प्रभावी, पारदर्शी बनाने जैसे विषयों पर विचार करने के लिए एक समिति बनाने की घोषणा की है। इस समिति में आंदोलनरत किसानों के प्रतिनिधि भी रहेंगे।
The Agriculture Minister further added that Prime Minister has also announced to constitute a committee to deliberate on the issues of crop diversification, zero-budget farming and making the minimum support price MSP system more transparent and effective.
The winter session of Parliament will commence tomorrow. On the eve of the session, News Services Division of All India Radio will bring you 2 special discussion programs, Issues Before Parliament in English and Sansad Ke Samaksh Mudde in Hindi tonight. Issues Before Parliament program can be heard on the FM Rainbow and Rajdhani channels from 9:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. and will also be available on Akashvani AIR YouTube channel. Sansad Ke Samaksh Mudde program can be heard on the FM Gold, Indraprasth and AIR News 24/7 live streaming channels from 9:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. and will also be available on News on AIR official YouTube channel. India's COVID vaccination coverage has crossed 121 crore 84 lakh mark. Out of the total vaccination, more than 78 crore 14 lakh vaccine doses have been given as first dose, while over 43 crore 69 lakh doses have been administered as second dose. The Health Ministry said that more than 73 lakh 74,000 vaccine doses were administered till 7 p.m. yesterday. As part of the nationwide vaccination drive, the centre has been supporting the states and union territories by providing them COVID vaccines free of cost.
A total of 27 new confirmed cases of coronavirus infection were reported in the national capital yesterday. Delhi government said during the last 24 hours, 37 people have recovered and 1 death was reported in the city. Presently, the total number of active cases of COVID-19 in the national capital is 290. More than 86,000 beneficiaries were inoculated for COVID-19 during the last 24 hours. With this, over 2 crore 23 lakh vaccine doses have been administered so far to the beneficiaries in the city. Maharashtra yesterday reported 889 new coronavirus positive cases, taking the tally to 66,33,612. According to State Health Department, 17 patients succumbed to the infection. With this, the death toll reached to 1,40,908. With 738 people being discharged from hospitals in the last 24 hours, the number of recoveries in Maharashtra went up to 64,80,799. As of now, there are 8,237 active cases in the state, and at least 10 districts and 4 municipal corporations in Maharashtra did not report any new COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours.
British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has announced new measures to stop the spread of a new coronavirus variant, Omicron. In a news conference, Mr. Johnson said that anyone arriving in the UK will now be asked to take a PCR test and isolate until they receive a negative result. The British Prime Minister said those who come into contact with people testing positive for a suspected case of Omicron will have to self-isolate for 10 days. Now wearing face coverings in shops and on public transport will become compulsory. The World Health Organization (WHO) has asked countries in the Southeast Asia region to scale up surveillance, strengthen public health and social measures and enhance vaccination coverage to contain the new COVID variant Omicron. The global health body said festivities and celebrations must include all precautionary measures and crowds and large gatherings must be avoided. WHO's Regional Director of Southeast Asia region, Dr. Poonam Khetrapal Singh said, at no cost should countries let down their guards. In a statement, she said, Though COVID-19 cases have been declining in most countries in the region, the surge in cases elsewhere in the world and confirmation of a new variant of concern is a reminder of the persisting risk and the need to put the best to protect against the virus and prevent its spread.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to share his thoughts in Mann Ki Baat program at 11 a.m. today. Winter session of Parliament begins tomorrow. Bill to repeal 3 farm laws to be tabled on the first day. Government convenes all-party meeting this morning to ensure smooth functioning of both houses of Parliament. Centre accepts farmers' demand to decriminalise stubble burning. Counting of votes for municipal elections begins in Tripura. President Ramnath Kovind to embark on a 2-day visit to Uttarakhand beginning today. 52nd International Film Festival of India comes to a close in Goa this evening. European Union not to recognize Taliban regime in Afghanistan as it was imposed through violence. And defending champion India enters quarterfinals of FIH Junior Men's Hockey World Cup, beating Poland 8-2 in Bhubaneswar. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
आजादी के आंदोलन के खजाने में ऐसे ढेरों शब्द जिन्होंने बदल दिए इतिहास, तारीख बदलने वाले लफ्जों पर आकाशवाणी समाचार ला रहा है विशेष कार्यक्रम धरोहर हर सोमवार.
Welcome back to the morning news on All India Radio. The counting of votes for municipal elections in Tripura has begun. Counting is taking place for over 200 seats in Agartala Municipal Corporation and 19 other civic bodies, municipal councils and Nagar Panchayats. The BJP has already won 112 seats out of 334 seats in the Agartala Municipal Corporation and 19 urban local bodies. They were elected unopposed. 785 contestants are trying their luck in Tripura municipal elections. The main contest was between BJP, the TMC and CPIM. Besides, the regular police force, Tripura State Rifles and Central Armed Police Force have been deployed for the maintenance of law and order. More from our Tripura correspondent.
The counting for 6 Nagar Panchayats, 7 municipal corporation has started and going on at 13 counting centers across the state. For the purpose, the Tripura Police has made a 3-tier security arrangement for the counting centers. Central Armed Police Force, Tripura State Rifles and State Police personnel have been deployed at the centers. Rina Nomaithem, AIR News, Agartala.
President Ramnath Kovind will be on a 2-day visit to Uttarakhand beginning today. The President will grace the first convocation of the University of Patanjali in Haridwar this afternoon. Mr. Kovind will attend Ganga Aarti at Parmarth Niketan Ghat in Rishikesh in the evening. He will also visit Parmarth Niketan Ashram in Rishikesh and Dev Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya in Haridwar before returning to New Delhi tomorrow.
National Cadet Corps NCC will celebrate its 73rd anniversary of its raising today. The raising day is being celebrated all over the country with cadets participating in marches, blood donation camps and social development programs. In the year gone by, NCC has successfully overcome the restrictions imposed by COVID-19 pandemic and effectively executed the assigned mission. Speaking exclusively to All India Radio on this occasion, Director General NCC Lieutenant General Gurbirpal Singh said,
कोविड महामारी से जूझने के लिए एनसीसी कैडेट्स ने बढ़ चढ़कर भाग लिया है. सबसे पहले इसके सपोर्ट के अंदर हमने एक्सरसाइज योगदान लॉन्च करी, जो कि एक वॉलंटियर सपोर्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन थी, जिसमें तकरीबन 2 लाख सीनियर डिवीजन कैडेट्स ने हिस्सा लिया है। उन्होंने विभिन्न प्रकार से सहायता करी, जैसे मास्क, फूड, मेडिसिन डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करना, कॉल सेंटर मैन करना, विजिट ओल्ड एज होम और मेंटल हेल्थ सपोर्ट। जब वैक्सीनेशन शुरू हुआ है तो एनसीसी कैडेट्स ने वैक्सीनेशन ड्राइव को सपोर्ट करने के लिए, वैक्सीनेशन सेंटर्स को मैन करने के लिए, गाइड करने के लिए बढ़ चढ़कर हिस्सा लिया। ट्रेनिंग को ऑनलाइन किया। जब सिचुएशन थोड़ी ठीक हुई, हमने धीरे धीरे करके अपने ट्रेनिंग नॉर्मल करते गए। अब सिचुएशन तकरीबन नॉर्मल हो गई है। हमने अपनी नॉर्मल ट्रेनिंग और कैंप्स शुरू कर दिए हैं।
Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal has said that New India will be powered by Atmanirbhar Bharat and ease of doing business. Addressing the CII National Conference on Ease of Doing Business for Atmanirbhar Bharat yesterday, Mr. Goyal stressed on the need to find new ways of financing infrastructure. He listed out the government's 5 intent: inclusion, innovation, infrastructure and investment approach to make India self-reliant. Mr. Goyal said that the industry will have to lead the way in India's endeavor to become Atmanirbhar. He said today India is a new land of opportunities. The minister invited the world to ideate in India, innovate in India and make in India for the world.
Jal Jeevan Mission is making life easy in remote areas of Ladakh during the harsh winter months. Safe portable drinking water at doorstep was a challenge for every Ladakhi during winter months, as water sources in these months get frozen. Now all the difficulties end as the UT government has made tap water available with local relevant modification under Jal Jeevan Mission. With a target to reach every household with clean tap water, the Union Territory Ladakh set a deadline of 100% coverage of Jal Jeevan Mission by 15th of August 2022. UT administration is continuously monitoring the progress made in Jal Jeevan Mission on daily basis to make 100% connectivity and celebrate Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav in 2022 with safe portable drinking water at households in high altitude, cold desert Ladakh region. And now, let's listen to our special program Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of this struggle every day.
November 28th, 1890. The country lost a great social activist, thinker, anti-caste social reformer and writer from Maharashtra who left an indelible mark on the times by his great works during British India rule. He was Jyotirao Govindrao Phule. Popularly known as Jyotiba Phule, he was bestowed with the honorific Mahatma title by well-known social activist Vithalrao Krishnaji Vandekar in 1888.
Phule and his wife Savitribai Phule were pioneers of women's education in India.
Jyotirao Govindrao Phule was born in Pune in 1827 in a so-called lower caste community. As a young child, Jyotirao was withdrawn from school and he joined the menfolk of his family at work both in the shop and the farm. However, an elderly Christian friend recognized Phule's intelligence and persuaded Phule's father to allow him to attend the local Scottish Mission High School. Phule completed his English schooling in 1847.
The turning point in his life was in 1848 when he attended the wedding of a so-called higher caste friend. Phule participated in the marriage procession but was later rebuked and insulted by his friend's parents for doing that. This incident profoundly affected Phule on the injustice of the caste system.
Later, At the age of 21, Phule visited a girls' school in Ahmednagar run by Christian missionaries. He read Thomas Paine's book, Rights of Man, and developed a keen sense of social justice. He realized that so-called lower castes and women were at a disadvantage in Indian society, and also that education of these sections was vital to their emancipation.
Phule first taught reading and writing to his wife Savitribai, and then the couple started the first indigenously run school for girls in Pune in 1848. The so-called upper castes of Pune did not approve of his work, but many Indians and Europeans helped him generously. Conservators in Pune also forced his own family and community to ostracize him. During this period, their friend Usman Sheikh and his sister Fatima Sheikh provided them with a roof over their heads. They also helped them start a school on their premises.
Later, the Phules started schools for children from the so-called lower castes. In 1852, there were 3 Phule schools in operation and 273 girls were pursuing education in these schools.
The plight of women and widows in the society also moved Phule. In those days, widows were treated badly, and even their shadows were considered to be inauspicious. They were made to attach a broom to their backs to wipe the path on which they had travelled. He championed widow remarriage and started a home for pregnant widows to give birth in a safe and secure place. In 1863,
Phule established an orphanage in an attempt to reduce the rate of infanticide. Phule daringly got pamphlets stuck around Pune, advertising in the following words:
"Widows, come here and deliver your baby safely and secretly. It is up to your discretion whether you want to keep the baby in the center or take it with you. This orphanage will take care of the children left behind."
The Phule couple ran the Infanticide Prevention Center till the mid-1880s.
On the 24th of September 1873, Phule formed Satyashodhak Samaj to focus on rights of depressed classes and women. We pay tribute to the great social reformer Mahatma Jyotiba Phule on his death anniversary.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. Best wishes to all consumers for Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Hallmark ensures purity of gold. Always purchase hallmarked gold jewellery. For any consumer-related complaints, please contact National Consumer Helpline's toll-free number 14404. Issued in public interest by Department of Consumer Affairs, Government of India. Jago Grahak Jago.
Chennai has witnessed 1,000 millimeters of rain in a month for the 4th time in 200 years. More from our correspondent.
Tamil Nadu has been experiencing an extraordinary weather since the onset of the northeast monsoon. Anyone would say that this is quite a different monsoon, as the season ushered in cloudy skies, heavy rains, thunder showers without storms or cyclones. The constant rains in all the districts every day have thrown normal life out of gear. Overflowing water bodies created historic floods in many places, and district administrations could not spare a wink, as definitely history repeats in the state after 2015. Though preemptive measures ensured lesser loss of lives, it is hard time for the farmers to bear the brunt. Joy, AIR News, Chennai.
European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen has said that the European Union will not recognize the Taliban regime which imposed through violence. In a statement, EU President said that European Union does not recognize the new regime imposed through violence, but need to prevent the imminent economic and social collapse that the country faces. She said that it is needed to stand by the people of Afghanistan.
The 52nd International Film Festival of India, IFFI, will conclude in Goa this evening. We have more from our correspondent taking a look on the final day.
For over 50 years, IFFI has been one of the most significant film festivals in Asia. The world of cinema has grown richer due to the ongoing International Film Festival of India. In World Panorama segment, movies such as Taylor, The Seed, Celt, Fathers and Book of Delights will be screened on last day today. This year's Lifetime Award-winning director Iswan Sabzo's movies Colonel Red, Father and Mephisto will be screened. In special tribute section to legendary actor Sean Connery, his classic movies such as From Russia with Love and You Only Live Twice are part of today's schedule. The festival will close with Asghar Farhadi's film A Hero. Aarti Rana, AIR News, IFFI Desk.
In FIA Junior Men's Hockey World Cup, defending champion India entered the quarterfinals after defeating Poland 8-2 at the Kalinga Stadium in Bhubaneswar yesterday evening. Sudeep, Sanjay and Arajit all scored a brace each, while Shradhanand and Uttam Singh chipped in with one apiece to complete the rout. Poland scored both their goals in the final quarter through Wojciech Rutkowski and Robert Polak. India will now face Group A topper and lost edition's runners-up Belgium in knockout stage on Wednesday. The International Cricket Council has announced that the ongoing Women's World Cup Qualifier 2021 at Harare in Zimbabwe has been called off due to the imposition of travel restrictions from a number of African countries, including the host country Zimbabwe, following the breakout of a new COVID-19 variant in southern Africa. The qualifiers will now be decided according to the team rankings as detailed in the tournament playing conditions.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for today. Srinagar will have partly cloudy sky becoming generally cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Temperature will hover between 1 and 14 degrees Celsius. Jammu will have mainly clear sky. The minimum temperature was 9 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 25 degrees. Leh is likely to have partly cloudy sky. Minimum and maximum temperature will hover between -8 and 6 degrees Celsius. Gilgit will have partly cloudy sky. The temperature will hover between -3 and 18 degrees Celsius. Muzaffarabad will have partly cloudy sky. The minimum temperature was 6 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 21 degrees. National capital Delhi will have shallow fog. The temperature will vary between 10 and 27 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have partly cloudy sky. Minimum temperature was 22 degrees Celsius, while the maximum is expected to be around 25 degrees. Chennai is expected to witness a generally cloudy sky with heavy rain. The temperature will vary between 24 and 28 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will have partly cloudy sky. City observed a minimum temperature of 18 degrees Celsius and a maximum of around 27 degrees. Imphal will have fog in the morning and mainly clear sky later. The city observed minimum temperature of 8 degrees Celsius and a maximum of around 24 degrees. Aizawl will have fog in the morning and mainly clear sky later.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. Chairing a meet over emergence of Omicron strain, a top front page headline in the Tribune quoting the Prime Minister writes, review plans on easing travel curbs, while the Hindu notes the WHO asking countries to enhance surveillance on the risk of circulating variants. The Economic Times reports on India yet to begin vaccination of 44 crore children. The experts say children can wait, adults still priority. Backing All India Judicial Exam for promotion, the Times of India mentions the President's call for reforms in selection process for judges. Hindustan Times cites the Chief Justice of India advocating the restructuring of the judiciary under the headline CJI Ramana backs new hierarchy in judiciary. Farmers call off rally as the government announces no penalty for stubble burning, reports the Tribune. All schools in Delhi to reopen from Monday for all classes, reports the Sunday Pioneer. And finally, another headline in the Times of India writes, snow ceiling cracks as IMF gets woman chief, with Harshwanti Bisht becoming the first woman in history of Indian Mountaineering Foundation to become its president.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to share his thoughts in Mann Ki Baat program at 11 a.m. today. Winter session of Parliament begins tomorrow. Bill to repeal 3 farm laws to be tabled on the first day. Government convenes all-party meeting this morning to ensure smooth functioning of both houses of Parliament. Centre accepts farmers' demand to decriminalise stubble burning. Counting of votes for municipal election begins in Tripura. President Ram Nath Kovind to embark on a 2-day visit to Uttarakhand beginning today. 52nd International Film Festival of India comes to a close in Goa this evening. European Union not to recognize Taliban regime in Afghanistan as it was imposed through violence. And defending champion India enters quarterfinals of A5H Junior Men's Hockey World Cup, beating Poland 8-2 in Bhubaneswar. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.